Okay, quick sound check, sound check. See how far I should be away from the mic for this episode of the next Kayode KoDCast Podcast. Quick sound check. Play this back. June. I will chew in my room. Okay, no, I'm just joking. That was a quick introduction from... Actually, no, I don't like that, did I? June. I want you in my room. Yes, welcome to this next episode of Kayode KoDCast Podcast, all about my month of June. And now, if you got a little joke at the beginning, I was doing a little play on of the song from 1998, the Venga Boys, Boom Boom Boom. So any young people watching, if you don't know the song, here's the chorus. So yes, that was the song, Boom, 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 Boom. I want you in my room. I don't even know the words, but yeah, so that's where I kind of got this from. But anyway, welcome to this next episode of Kayode KoDCast Podcast, telling you all about my month of June 2020. Intro music, cued. So yeah, I hope you're all good listening to this episode. So we're now in July, of course, which is why I'm reviewing my June. So I hope that you're good in July, because I know that by the time you listen to this anyway, I know that lockdown is... I don't even know how to say this now. Lockdown is not here, but it's here, I guess. You're allowed to do a lot more things, but I just hope that you're being safe either way. And in fact, just before I continue with this episode, I want to give a big shout out to Emma. I want to give a big shout out to Zebwe, because they've kind of helped push me to keep doing this. Because I was in two minds whether to release this one again. I mean, do you know what I mean? I don't know, there's something, I wasn't too sure, but then I got a message from Emma on LinkedIn. I was like, man, and then Zebwe messaged me on Instagram. I was like, man. So you know what, so if out of everybody, this is for you, Emma, and this is for you, Zebwe, innit? Because you guys have pushed me to do this. So hope you enjoy it. But anyway, so let me tell you about my June. So I think the main thing that kind of happened to me in June is that it was my sister's baby shower. So I'm already an uncle, so I became an uncle on January the 18th. I'm saying like January the 18th because that's how my niece always says it. If you say to my niece, when's your birthday? She always goes, January the 18th. It's like she's learned it to a teen, to the same kind of tune and melody. So I became an uncle on January the 18th in 2014. And am I going to be becoming an uncle again? No. Well, I'm having another... I don't know, am I an uncle again? Well, either way, there's going to be I'm having another nephew basically born. By the time you listen to this, might already be born, because his due date is due the beginning of July. But it's funny because I just came on the phone to my mum before recording this, and we were just talking about due dates, innit? Because obviously the baby's going to be due. And I was like, Mum, I was born on the 27th of March, but my due date was actually the 13th of March. So I was born 2 weeks later. So, and the reason we're kind of talking about this, because I was saying to my mum, like, you know, so when I get the phone calls, am I going to come back straight away? Or, I mean, I know the due date's now beginning of July, but how's it going to run? But she was kind of saying, well, the due date's kind of just like an indication. Not everyone does get born on their due date. And she says that her mum, so my grandmother in the Caribbean, they say due dates don't exist. The baby will come when the baby's ready. I mean, the baby will just come when the baby's ready kind of thing. So, I don't know. But either way, I'm going to become an uncle again in July. And so in June, we had a little baby shower for my sister. So that was nice to kind of, just nice. It was great weather that day. Shouts out to Boohoo. They gave me some more drips, so I was hooed off. So the Boohoo gave me some hooed off stuff for the baby shower. And it was nice to be around people. But it's crazy because whereby we've been in lockdown for so long now. So at the time, it was in June, of course. In 2020, I think I've only had one trim this year since lockdown. So 2020, I had a trim in February. I think it was like February the 14th I had a trim. I never had a trim since until June. And so I was just pleased at the fact that, I've had my first trim in like 4 months. Wait. March, April, May, June. Yeah, so 4 months I haven't had a trim for. I took a picture of my trim, put it on social media. Again, backlash. Oh my God, Kayode, you got a true... Like, no one was giving backlash to anyone going to the beaches. No one was giving backlash to anyone queuing up to go to Primark. Like, why are you lining up to go Primark? It's really not that deep. But I took a picture of my fresh trim and people want to get onto me. It just makes me laugh how you can't win. Do you know what I mean? No matter what you do, not everybody's going to like you. In fact, that's a spoken word piece I did a couple of years ago. In fact, I'm going to insert it in here right now. Guess what? No matter what you do, not everybody's going to like you. See, I used to get quite stressed and find this difficult to digest that no matter what you do, not everybody's going to like you. And I'm just like you. We all like to be liked. In fact, certain people post certain pics on social media just to get likes. But then what I realized is that no matter what you do, not everybody's going to like you. Because you can be a hero to many and still be hated by some. Look, celebrities, they still get enemies. I mean, they crucified Jesus and they killed off MLK and JFK with a gun. Because no matter what you do, not everybody's going to like you. So yeah, that's a quick snippet of my piece. No matter what you do, not everyone's going to like you. If you want to listen to the full thing, you can. I'll put a link in the show notes. But yeah, man, so I took a picture of my haircut and apparently people didn't want to like that. But anyway, so yeah, so I'm not even going to go too tough into the baby shower because of that. I don't want people to I don't know, to have something else to say, man. So minor. But I was a bit nervous going to London that weekend for the baby shower because it's the same weekend when the far right, what do you call them? I know they're the far right. What do they call themselves? I don't know what they call themselves, but you know the white racists who wanted to protest against the Black Lives Matter movement, but yet they're protesting against the Black Lives Matter movement by fighting the feds. Like, I don't understand it, but it's the same weekend I was travelling down. So when I put on my social media, I'm going to London, and I was like, yo, Kayode, be careful if you go central London because obviously the far right are there, you know, the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But I find it so funny that they were saying that they were going to protest against Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter weren't even there, but there was literally people just fighting police. Like, it's just mad. But while we're on the topic of Black Lives Matter, let me say that again. Now pause it. But whilst we're on the topic of Black Lives Matter, I was invited to a Black Lives Matter event in Stoke towards the end of June, actually organised and created by one of my fellow Come Dine With Me contestants back in the day. Like, if you watch it, if you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. If you know, you know. So Sarah, again, if you know, you know. Sarah invited me. She reached out to me on social media saying, could I come down to do a little talk for the Black Lives Matter in Stoke? So of course I was happy to have gone there, and it was a good event, man. So shouts out to Sarah and shouts out to her brother. I didn't realise it was her brother until afterwards when he said. But then, you know, when you find out from someone, they say that they're siblings, you then, I can see it now. You start seeing the eye, you start seeing the nose, like, yeah, you guys are siblings. I can see it now. So yeah, so shouts out to Sarah and her brother for organising that and for inviting me down. And of course, me and Sarah are cool, even though we clashed on Come Dine With Me, but we're cool. Don't worry about the carrots, you know, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. If I'm going to put this noise in now, I like it.
Always asking me what I got on. They be like, hey, Brandon, what you got on? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Yeah, so don't worry about it, sweetheart. Like, the carrots, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? I can do my carrots, and everyone knows I can do my carrots now, so it's all good. So yeah, so finally what kind of want to touch on in terms of what I was kind of up to in June is that I want to really talk about social media, because I took to the stance whereby, just like in the cryptocurrency market where you got like the forks where a crypto essentially splits, I decided to do a split on my social media in the sense that, again, I'm down to, like, I don't know, probably since January 2019, I've probably lost maybe 4,000 followers on Instagram. Twitter maybe lost about maybe 2,000. So either way, since coming off the show, I've had my net growth on social media is minus, do you get what I mean? Minus into the thousands. So I realized I took the stance upon myself that I'm just want to kind of divide my life. I always struggled with a work-life balance. You know, I've got my professional side, I've got my fun banter side, like what I'm doing now, but it's always been on the same platform. So I guess followers who follow me, they probably might be confused. Maybe one thing they see me talking about Maybe on one thing they see me doing funny TikTok videos in the shower maybe, but then in the next post they might see me doing a hard rally talk to some people in the school. So maybe that is why maybe people have been following me in the thousands. Maybe, I don't know. If you've unfollowed me, tell me why. So I took the stance where, but I'm really going to divide my life up now. So I put all my social medias, which is for my professional business side, I've now done as Kayode.Damali, and anything else which is fun banter side, I decided to split it as @KodeKod. So kind of do the divide, and it's really a twofold. So the first fold is for people to follow me. Now you can either choose to follow me on my fun bantery side on @KodeKod, or you can choose to follow me on my professional side, Kayode.Damali, whichever you want to see. That's helping you. But the reason why it's now helping me is because depending on which account I'm on, I can choose which content I want to follow. Because before my social media, I was having the likes of, I've got I'm Just Baits, it's a banter Instagram page, for example, I'm Just Bait, which is banter. Then I've got some people I'm interested in finance on. Then I've got some people I'm interested in the current news and affairs on. But it's all on the same feed. So that's really confusing for me. It's just like when you watch TV, you got SpongeBob on Nickelodeon, then you got Good Morning Britain on ITV3, on ITV1, or ITV Channel 3 basically. You don't have it all on the same feed, you got different things on different channels. That's the same way that I want to have my social media, the way I consume content. So when I'm ready to consume the fun banter stuff, I'll just go on my @KodeKod stuff and follow all the banter stuff I follow on there. And when I want my serious stuff about finance or cryptos or anything else, that's on my Kayode.Damali side. So I'm controlling my channel, my social media channel. Like I said, just like on your TV, you haven't got, the channels are divided up depending on what you want to watch. You don't have the music channel, you don't have MTV Base on the same channel as Sky News. No, it's different forms of content. So that's how I'm doing on my social media now. So I've got my @KodeKod for people to follow my banter side of things, or when I want to follow banter side of things, I'll go on to log in on that. Or for my professional side, Kayode.Damali, you can follow me on that for my serious things, to see what I'm doing business-wise, as well as that's for me to consume the content I want there as well. So that's what I'm kind of doing about my social media split. So let me know what you think, man. Let me know what you think about the split. I'm experimenting, seeing how it goes. Cause like I said, clearly something hasn't worked for me since January 2019 because I've had a negative growth, if you call it that. And I'm not one to buy followers, you know what I mean? I know a lot of people who have, and that's going to be maybe a topic for another discussion. Yeah, I'm not even going to get into it too tough now because, yeah, that'll be another discussion. So that's kind of it on my social media split. But finally, one thing I do want to touch on that I was really proud of what I did. In fact, it's not something I'm proud of. Basically, there's a movie called The Green Mile. And if you know, you know. I think it came out in 99. Like, I've been aware of it for years, obviously since 99. Well, maybe not since 99, because in 99 I was still a youth. But I've been aware of it, but I'd never really watched it for years. And I know it's on Netflix. Kayode, it's on Netflix. Yeah, I know it's on Netflix. That's not the point. I got Netflix, but I don't go on Netflix to flick. Do you get what I mean? The only reason I got Netflix was to watch Power. And now, when Power done, I'm not really interested, even though I know the Power Book 2 is coming out, which I'm very, very interested for. So I haven't chosen to watch it on Netflix. I just like to watch movies when they come on Film 4, because even in the book I'm reading now by Mark Manson, I don't want to say the F word, it's called Everything is F'd by Mark Manson. He says that we have a paradox of choice. When human beings have too much choice, it actually makes it difficult for us. You struggle to make decisions. And it really hit me when it comes to me and watching movies. When I go on Netflix, it's too much choice. I don't know what to watch. But on Film 4, I have to watch what they're giving me at 9 o'clock, whatever it is, and it makes it even more exciting. So now that Green Mile came at 9 p.m. on Film 4, it made it even more exciting to watch, rather than me watching it anytime I could have wanted to on Netflix. But yeah, Green Mile, what a movie. Easily one of the top 5, easily the top 5 movies I've watched in my whole life. Easily, the movie's cold. Cool. Anyway, let me tell you about some things that went well. What went well in June? Well, I surpassed my PB doing muscle ups. Like, if you've been paying attention to the podcast over the last few episodes, you know my story. I did my first ever muscle up in 2018 in Tobago. It's a video, you can watch the video, and I hadn't been able to do another muscle up since April 2020. So that's almost 2 years not being able to do a muscle up. So I did 2 muscle ups in April. Now I can do 5 clean. Well, not clean, because I do want to work on my form. I'm very, very harsh, but I can do my muscle ups now. And like I always say, girls, like, if your man can't do muscle ups, you're single to me. Do you know what I mean? You have to be able to do muscle ups, man. It's a prerequisite. It's a given. Muscle ups, you have to be doing it, man. It's cold. And coming back from doing the muscle ups, I hit the PB of 5 doing my muscle ups. As I was walking back from the park, obviously I train in the park, pull-ups in the playground, if you remember the bar. I'm down to jet sounds like the space-time body and shape, pull-ups in the playground. As I'm walking back through the park, I was on the phone to one of my brethren, and I'm walking and I see some youths in the field. There's like 10 of them. Wait, there's 3 on one side, 4 on the other. Say about 7 of them then. And I said to my friend on my phone, I had my phone in one hand on my ear, I had my shopping in my other hand. I said to my brethren, I think there's some youths scrapping on the field, but I can't tell. So as I'm walking closer, and it hit me like, these guys are actually really out here scrapping. Like, but I can't let that slide. You picked the wrong day to scrap. You can't pick to scrap in front of me. So as I'm walking over, I said, what'd I say? Why are you not fighting? And then they stopped. And I'm talking to you, it's like, why are you fighting? Like, no. He said he want to come to the field and fight me. I'm like, he clearly doesn't want to fight. You won. You're just punching him up now. It's not even a fight. It's unfair. Like, he doesn't want to fight you. He doesn't want to fight you. Yes, I went up and looked at my social media. Everyone's like, yes, at least they're fighting one-on-one, because it could have been worse. And they said at least they're fighting fist-to-fist. But again, not on my watch. Do you get what I mean? You see the not on my watch part, why I couldn't let them fight not on my watch. It reminds me of this joke. I actually had to go and Google it so I can say it in. It goes like this. Man, I lost my Rolex at a party once and I saw some guy stepping on it while sexually harassing a girl. I walked up to the dude and I punched him straight in the nose. No one does that to a girl. Not on my watch. Hey, that's hilarious, man. Anyway, back to my story. So, I literally made them hug it out and shake hands. I'm like, look, like, whatever it's not that deep. Do you know what I mean? You guys are in the same community, obviously living in Crewe. Crew's not big. You're going to probably see him tomorrow. It's not, yes, he agreed to fight you yesterday, but he clearly doesn't want to fight you anymore. You guys had a couple of minutes fights before I got here. Like, and take it as that and leave it. But I think it really worked because, they were just grateful, man. They hugged it out. They had a little whisper in the ear, whatever they said to each other. And then I made the 4 of them go one way and the 3 of them go the other way. And it was good, man. So I feel like I really did a good deed there. And funny enough, actually, I was driving today coming back from Aldi and I actually saw one of the youths who were fighting as well. I don't know if he recognised me, but I recognise him. But hopefully he still remembers what I told him about the fighting. Like, it's not that deep, man. It really isn't. Age-wise, if you're wondering, I think they're probably about, I don't want to say 10 because that's young. And obviously they're small, so it's hard for me to tell. I want to say maybe 12 or 13, but 13's pushing it. Some of them look 13, but, as you get older, obviously I'm in my 20s. It's hard to gauge how young some young people are, but I reckon they're about 10 to 12. But so I broke that fight up, man. Again, not on my watch, just not on my watch. Another good thing that happened to me in June is I got another 3 month for my phone. And it's mad because I'm not even pushing my phone deal anymore. I'll put the link in the show notes below, but if you take the deal out through my link, you get a 3 month, I get a 3 month. My initial aim was to get 12 free months to have my whole of 2023, as in 2023, as in FREE. I know I can't pronounce my THs properly. I used to go speech therapy when I was little. But anyway, so my whole aim was to get the whole of 2023, and I did that. So I had 12 free months, but then I still get more months. I'm guessing people are either finding my link through the blogs or my statuses or maybe through the podcast. But it just goes back to, again, I was speaking to my mum about this earlier. It sounds like I speak to my mum a lot, I really don't. But not in a bad way. We don't speak often, but when we speak kind of thing. And we're saying that there's certain business models or let's call it business models, whereby you do the work once and it carries on, not paying you, but you still reap the benefits on and on and on. So I don't actively promote this phone deal anymore, but because I have done, I'm still reaping the benefits from it. So I've now got 17 free months on the phone. So initially I took it out in December 2019. So literally lasting up until May 2021, I don't have to pay for my phone, which is kind of neat. So if you want to check out the deals, and and that's the thing, I'm only referring or recommending things that I wholeheartedly believe in. Now the phone deals are honestly the best on the market. Do you know what I mean? SIM-only phone deals, it's honestly the best on the market, so check it out. So even though I'm talking about good things that happened to me in June, this wasn't necessarily a good thing, but it turned into a good thing. Basically, I got contacted that by BBC. It's sick, I feel quite privileged that I'm not always, but obviously not always, but I'm very frequently contacted by BBC for stuff. It's mad, especially during this lockdown. But I got contacted by BBC West Midlands to do, what was it now? Obviously, it was an interview on the phone, obviously because of lockdown, but they pulled out. One thing you realise in media, anyone who wants to get into media, if you're or like me, whereby you get called to do media stuff a lot, you have to be very versatile in the sense that things chop and change all the time. So basically, they called me to do something BBC West Midlands, but then we had to cancel because there's breaking news. And that happens all the time in media. I remember I've been on Good Morning Britain the first time in December 2018, and I can't remember when they called me back again to come on. And obviously I live in Cheshire, so I had to get a train down to London. Obviously they put you up in a hotel and stuff, but it's like the night before they're like, sorry Kayode, we have to cancel. Breaking news. So anytime in the media it's breaking news, understand that you're not a priority, bro. You're just not a priority. Like, whatever time you're watching this, you could be scheduled to go on BBC or ITV the next morning. Let's just say, I don't know, aliens come down to Earth. You're no longer, you're not as important as a breaking news. So it happens. So anyone who's wanting to get into media, be aware that you have to be very, I think it's versatile, the word I want to say. Be very versatile because things chop and change. But that said, even though BBC West Midlands cancelled on me, BBC Radio Manchester got in touch with me to do something with them next week. Or depending on when you listen to this, I might have already done it. So yes, I've got a thing lined up with BBC Radio Manchester. Fingers crossed it doesn't get cancelled. But as you know, in media, as I've now taught you, that breaking news changes things. As you can imagine, do you know what I mean? Like, touch wood, if a celebrity dies of, I don't know, I'm not gonna say a celebrity because I don't even want to put that energy out into the world. But if a celebrity dies and you're scheduled to go on that morning, you're not on that morning anymore. They're going to be talking about that celebrity, for example. So yeah, another positive is that DuoLingo. Like, if you know me, I'm a huge fan of DuoLingo ever since I had it in April 2014 now. And the way I first found out about it is that I was due to go and present my research from my undergrad, which I got published for. Thank you very much. But I was invited to a conference in, where is it? Nottingham, I think. Yeah, Nottingham, University of Nottingham. I remember being mind blown going to that campus, you know. It had a freaking lake. Like, whose campus has a lake? Do you get what I mean? Ricky Lake. No one's campus has a lake, but they have a freaking lake. But anyway, so I was in University of Nottingham to present my research. And in the breakout sessions, I ended up talking to one girl who's presenting her poster in the breakout room. And we were just chatting. She goes to me, yeah, she's learned like 6 languages. And at the time, we were like, 2021? I said to her, like, how have you been able to learn so much languages in this time? And she said, oh, get this app called DuoLingo. I was like, what? So ever since then, and that was in April 2014. Yeah, April 2014. She got me onto DuoLingo, and I've been using it ever since. And now I'm very, very pleased because I've now been promoted to the Emerald League. I know it means nothing to you now, but it's a big deal for me. I've been promoted to the Emerald League. So if you want to get DuoLingo, I use it for German personally, but you can study any language on there. I'll put my link below. It's a sick app, man. I don't know, it's just fun, man. It's just really, really fun, man. It's really, really fun. And like, even the girl I'm seeing, I even put her onto DuoLingo and she likes it. I don't know why she's doing German. She's just copying me. There's no need for her to do German, but yeah, you don't have to do German. There's many languages, but yeah, it's a sick app. So yeah, get onto it, man. And because I just think it's important, because when you look at the rest of the world all speak English. Not all of the rest of the world, but it's almost like we are very, very ignorant to learning languages over here. You know, in certain countries, as a child, they learn to speak English, but we don't learn languages fluent. I don't know if that's because of the quality of teaching in the UK, or I don't know if that's because the rest of the world speaks English, so we're a bit lazy with it. But I do think it's important to be at least bilingual, trilingual if you can. But I do think it's very important. Even little things, before you go on holiday to that country, I always go on DuoLingo and start to learn the language for that country. I just think it's basic respect. How are you going to go to a country and not even know how to say please, thank you, or can I have this, can I have that, or just the basics, you know what I mean? And that's why on The Apprentice, everyone was impressed when I was speaking German to sell the donuts. They're like, wow, maybe they thought, wow, this black guy knows German, or this guy knows German. Do you know what I mean? It's just a good quality. I know bits of Polish, I know bits of Turkish, I know bits of Spanish, anything with ish. I just know bits of ish. Let's just summarize it to that. I know bits of ish, because I think it's important for you to learn. I think it's very important for you to, you know, to learn the language no matter what.
Final round. Fight. Finish him.
So in terms of mistakes or lesson learned for me in June, there isn't really anything that comes to mind where I'd be like, you know, where I can say, don't do this because of, like, learn from my mistake, do this. There isn't really anything major. Maybe I would say if you get a haircut, don't post it on social media because people might go nuts. I don't know, man. I hope the people who go nuts at me on social media don't listen to this, you know. But literally, I just had to laugh. And it shows growth, because in May, I had a really rough time with the whole George Floyd and the whole, you know, because I was really I was really passionate about it. I was really hurt by it. So when I was putting stuff out, people replying back, and I'll be going at it in the comments. Now, like, people be at me in the comments. I'm dirty. I just put LOL, man. Like, do you know what I mean? Just LOL, okay. Do you know what I mean? Just keep it short, man. LOL, okay. So maybe it's a sign of growth. I don't know. But is that a mistake? Get a haircut? I don't know. But maybe that's what you can learn. Don't get a haircut. No, I mean, get a haircut, just don't post it. So plans for July. So like I said, I will be going back to London again because my sister's baby is due. So I guess anyone from London, or now you know I'm coming to London, if you want to shout me or whatever. Yes, I will be going back to London for my sister's baby. I'll be having a nephew. So I've got a niece and I've got a nephew. In fact, I love the niece and nephew joke. I don't know if you heard of it. I'm going to say it now. I might not even be saying it right because this is going to be straight off the cuff. But anyway, so it goes something like... the woman's in the hospital bed, yeah, in labour. She blacks out and she gives birth to twins. She gives birth to a daughter and a son. And then she wakes up. The doctor's like, she says to the doctor, like, yo, where's my kid? She goes, yeah, you had a daughter and a son. She goes, great. And then the doctor said, well, because you were in a coma, we had to have your brother name them. And she goes, oh, great, my brother had to name my kid. And the doctor says, yeah. And she goes, oh, what did my brother call my kids? Well, the doctor said, oh, well, he named your daughter Denise. And she goes, oh yeah, that's a nice name. Our mother's called Denise. That's a nice name, Denise. And she goes, all right, so what did he call my son? And then the doctor said, well, he called your son the nephew. Boom. Do you get it? Denise, the nephew. Anyway, I thought it was funny. So how can you help me in July? There isn't really much. Nothing really popping too tough whereby I'd be like, you know, I'm not pushing anything, promoting that I need shared or anything at the minute. So there's nothing too tough you could really help me with. And to be honest, I think it's a case of I just need to knuckle down and get on with things. If I'm honest with you, I just need to get on it, do things, and let you see the results. Business wise in July, yeah, same thing, man. I just need to get on with stuff. You'll see things when you see things. I got that BBC Radio Manchester. So if you're in Manchester, in that local region, you can listen to me on radio. But anyway, as I can't remember who said in Looney Tunes, that's all, folks. July's lockdown been eased. So I don't know how you word it, but just be careful out there. I know the pubs. I know people are going mad with the pubs. I know that Leicester's in another lockdown. So just be careful out there. But thank you for listening to another episode of Kayode KoDCast Podcast. Be sure to DM me your thoughts. Thank you for listening. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.
Buck me, you don't want to buck me.
Men will die tonight.
Like that. Million streams in a week.